Coachella 2024 is being called the most boring Coachella ever. Literally everyone in the comments was saying that the crowds are dead and everyone looks like they don't want to be there.
Guys, you can go home. It's like, we finished the show.
Even if I had all the money in the world, you could not get me to go to Coachella. Who likes to go and camp out in the heat with no shower, no proper bathrooms, just to listen to music?
Was it me or was it me? Alana looked really boring at Coachella.
If Coachella isn't cool anymore and you think it's going to have an indie renaissance soon. The only people I know going to Coachella this year are being sent by brands and either getting paid to go or going for free with luxury expensive.
It has to be one of the most out of touch influencer versus reality things I've seen in a while.
Coachella's popularity is falling, from low ticket sales to influencers getting called out for being out of touch with reality to the McBrooms getting in some major drama. We've got to talk about all the drama that went down during Coachella this year, so buckle up, grab your snacks, because this year's Coachella was an absolute mess, you guys. Coachella, the iconic music festival held in the Southern California desert, has raised eyebrows this year for all the wrong reasons, leading some to question their long-term sustainability. Now, before we get into all the Coachella drama, let's talk about the whole controversy surrounding their ticket sales. Earlier this year, Coachella was reported to have seen their lowest ticket sales of all time after they made their headliners announcement in January, and a lot of people think it has to do with a number of reasons, from the type of artists they were headlining, with a lot of people just not being familiar with most of them, which is important to the consumers because most people go to see plenty of their favorite artists as a whole, and if most of them are just unrecognizable, it defeats the purpose for a lot of consumers of even going. And although they did have some big name artists like Doja Cat and Tyler the Creator, others chose not to go because they had already seen their favorite artists not too long ago in their own tours, or some people just didn't like the lineup that Coachella brought on stage. The other thing is people just simply put aren't able to afford the expensiveness that is Coachella tickets, especially in this economy where inflation is at an all-time high and most people are living paycheck to paycheck. It was reported by multiple media outlets regarding this. In 2023, it was the first time in 11 years that the festival did not sell out both its weekend, and this year it has taken one whole month to sell out the first weekend. Considering over the past few years, tickets sold out anywhere between 40 minutes to 4 hours, some have begun to wonder what has made Coachella less popular than ever. And as of Tuesday, Coachella 2024 ticket sales have fallen behind 2023's sluggish sales. Tickets for the first weekend are still available at the second of the 3 price tiers, meaning plenty of passes remain. Now, expectation and letdown over the lineup are typical stages in the annual festival rotation. The question now is Coachella going to last with this downward spiral over the course of the next few years? And if so, how long are they going to last? Because people just think the hype is just not as up to par anymore as it once was, and the disappointment seems to only be skyrocketing, especially after that Frank Ocean incident. After everyone was waiting for him to show up, flew out of state for him and all this stuff, only for him to pull out of it last minute, crushing everyone's expectations. And mind you, Coachella had a lot of technical difficulties with their last performance, with the sound check and some onstage performances that just weren't running well, and the whole thing was just so awkward and left a lot of people with a bad experience. Now moving on to some influencer drama. This year, people who aren't influencers decided to call out the privileged influencers who get to go on these pretty much luxurious vacations all for just promoting some products, which God forbid you say that's hard work. This year, a girl named Melissa on TikTok decided to speak out on how ungrateful and out of touch these influencers are to not even go out and enjoy the Coachella experience they've been lucky to be blessed with, and call them out for instead using the Coachella weekend to just be a couch potato and scroll on their phones on TikTok, according to her.
I'm staying at a hotel for Coachella where they're also hosting an influencer event, and it is truly insane to see what happens behind the scenes. I've been going to Coachella for 3 years now, and I always car camp, so I never really see what the influencers do, just hear the stories about the bad behavior. And I can't even qualify this as bad behavior because I don't know what's in their contract, but I can definitely qualify as antisocial and kind of wasteful of the opportunity that you have. Girls were here when I arrived yesterday at noon. I don't know what time they arrived. I know they arrived the day before, and they were working till 11 p.m. at night. And the influencers started arriving today around noon. They've all arrived. One group out of the 5 we've seen that's actually come out to the pool. It's like an outdoor brand, so obviously they want them to be creating content in like the sun and outside. The other 4 groups have not left their room. They've sat in there all day. Every single time that like the social media team from this company sees one of them, because they like will leave to go to the lobby to get water or something, they're like, oh, do you want to come outside? And they're like, later. Later, it's been 4 hours since they've checked in. These influencers just sit in the room. They don't speak to anyone. They're not enjoying the pool. Mind you, this is the pool. This hotel is beautiful. This looks like an Instagram threw up like set for you to create. Like, if you can't create content here, I don't know where you're gonna create content. And all they want to do is sit inside and probably scroll on TikTok. It's truly insane to me, as someone who had to pay for their own hotel stay here and is having the best time here, that you would want to sit in the dark and just scroll on your phone instead of like enjoy this.
Now, some people are saying that these influencers are probably just working behind the scenes, that they're editing for the brands that they have to create content for, or just filming content. But some people think that this is dystopian if it is true, and scary how these influencers don't realize how fortunate they are to be in a position like this, and then to make the very decision to just not use it to their advantage, like using the pool and actually relaxing in the amenities that they're provided, pretty much for free. Now moving on to other influencers such as the McBrooms. This year, we had Catherine McBroom also address why she didn't go to Coachella this year, and even expose them for being a dark environmental festival. Someone had asked her on Snapchat why she didn't go to Coachella, and here's what she had to say. "I'll probably never go to Coachella ever again. I've been a couple of times and never had a good time. A lot of darkness in that environment, respectfully. But I'm glad there are people that have fun. Just my personal opinion." Catherine has been on this whole spiritual journey over the last couple of years, and to this day she is still posting a lot about spirituality, growth, religion, the earth, and stuff like that. So she seems to be in her own bubble regarding that, and I can understand why she wouldn't want to go to an event like Coachella. I guess it's just not her cup of tea. But another influencer that went through a hell of a situation this Coachella was Shyla Walker. Now, this one was pretty indirect, but she decided to take to her Snapchat to expose her ex-boyfriend. Shyla Walker found some interesting stuff about her ex Landon, whom she shares a daughter with, and put him on blast in front of everyone on social media. Now, some people aren't with the idea that Shyla brought her relationship problems to social media, but Shyla says that she feels as though bringing it to Snapchat is the only way Landon will learn and try to change, because telling him how to parent and be a good dad in real life and just talking to him about co-parenting face-to-face just isn't cutting it for her. And she said that bringing it to Snapchat has worked on him in the past, like he actually listened and changed, like that situation where she expressed her frustration about him showing their daughter on his Snapchat. Basically, Shyla found out that while Landon was supposed to be doing his due diligence taking custody of their daughter, as it was his turn to do so as they go back and forth as they're now separated, she said that she found out instead of taking care of their daughter, he apparently made an excuse to back out of it and instead went out to have the time of his life and have some fun in Coachella. All while Shyla was pissed at home because she had to work and take care of her daughter.
My daughter's father, it's his weekend to have her. I work in the morning. He asked, hey, can you take her this weekend? And I was like, well, it's your weekend. I asked to switch weekends like last weekend. And he said, no, I have plans. But he didn't have plans. He just wanted to do that to hurt me in any way. So I'm just like, okay, like I just eat it at this point, because I know like you don't do anything. There's no plans that are had. You just wanted to hurt me. So I'm like, okay. But if you knew that you were going to Coachella this weekend, it's fine. You should have told me so I said, no, you need to change whatever your plans you have till next weekend, because I work this weekend. It's your weekend. Okay, nothing else about it. Thank God for the internet. I get out here, somebody sent me a picture like, this is your baby dad at Coachella? I said, where the f is my kid? I called earlier. It all makes sense. He called yesterday. He never calls to check on her. He called and she's like trying to show him all this stuff because she doesn't ever talk to him. I'm like, that's weird that he called. Okay, whatever. It's because he wasn't going to be with her. That's what it was. He was not going to be with her. My kid is right now allegedly with his grandmother and his 19 other million roommates. My kid doesn't even have a room at his house. She sleeps on a mattress in a loft. But all the homeboys got a room. What would you do? I have put up with so much with having a baby dad, and I try so hard to be like quiet and graceful about things. And I tried to not give any more attention, and I tried to just like let a narcissist be a narcissist. This is how I feel. I don't want anyone reposting this. I'm coming on here to vent because I'm just so frustrated. It is so hard and impossible to co-parent with your abuse. The person who literally tried to ruin my life
Shyla also made what seems to be a pretty disturbing allegation, talking about how Landon's friends allegedly treat and almost had an inappropriate behavior with her.
And there have been allegations that one of the homeboys has attempted to be inappropriate with her daughter, which I brought to his attention, and she's brought to his attention. And he refused to give me the name and access so I can make a full police report against his friend because he's a good guy. Pray for my kid. If anything, like, I don't even care. I'm putting my business out here because I'm pissed.
Hopefully this is not true because this is just a bigger situation in and of itself. But let me know what you guys think about all the drama that went down on Coachella this year. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. It's definitely been messy and I feel like it gets messier every single year.